In 1963, a small, soft-spoken man with eyes that seemed to see through the very soul of America sat down for an interview with Kenneth Clark. His name was James Baldwin. What he said that day wasn't just an interview, it was a psychological autopsy of a nation. Today, 60 years later, Baldwin's words aren't just relevant, they are hauntingly accurate. They're no longer a warning, they have become a reality. Baldwin didn't focus on the obvious villains, the men in hoods or the loud-mouthed bigots. Instead, he pointed his finger at the vast, heedless, unthinking, cruel white majority. He spoke of a moral apathy and the death of the heart. He argued that the most dangerous part of American racism wasn't the passion of hate, but the coldness of indifference. It was the millions of people who convinced themselves that systemic inequality was simply normal. Baldwin saw that the American system was built on a fundamental dehumanization so complete that the oppressor no longer even realized they were oppressing. Baldwin warned that if the moral apathy wasn't addressed, the country would eat itself from the inside out. Fast forward to today, we see the same patterns: mass incarceration, the wealth gap, and a political divide that feels like a cold civil war. He famously said that the black man in America is a specter that haunts the white conscience. If you look at the social unrest of the last decade, you see Baldwin's specter everywhere. The systems he described in 1963 haven't been dismantled, they've been modernized. The cruel majority he spoke of has transitioned from ignoring the Jim Crow South to ignoring the algorithmic and systemic cages of the 21st century. 60 years ago, there was at least a conversation about progress. Today, we live in an era of post-truth, where the very history Baldwin lived through is being scrubbed from school books. The death of the heart Baldwin feared has manifested as a digital wall where empathy goes to die. James Baldwin's genius was his ability to predict that until America faces its inner demons and stops lying to itself about its foundation, the cycle of violence and dehumanization will only accelerate. We aren't just repeating history, we are living in the nightmare Baldwin tried to wake us up from. James Baldwin didn't hate America. He loved it enough to tell it the brutal truth. He knew that a nation that survives on a lie is a nation that cannot survive forever. As he once said, "Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced." 60 decades later, the question remains, is America finally ready to listen, or is the heart already dead?